Hi everyone, welcome to Unpacked with Reese and Ethan.
Reese said about 15 minutes ago before this that she wanted to get plowed, so
Because I didn't understand that apparently that is a sexual innuendo. And I was walking in the street with my hood up, and Ethan said, "There's a car behind you," and I said, "I know, I can hear it." And he said, "Well, they're gonna plow you. You're gonna get plowed." And I said, "God, I wish I would," or something like that. And then he started giggling. He said, "You know what that means?" I didn't know. So what? It just means that you want to have sex?
yeah, but really aggressive.
Okay.
Like, really
then I
aggressive.
want to get plowed.
That's plow. What?
I can understand. But,
Yeah.
well, okay.
Welcome to the third episode of the third season.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't believe we're only 3 episodes in.
It's
Guys, real
felt like
talk.
forever.
I'm going to jump right to what I want to talk about. Do I have a lisp? Yes or no? Ethan and I, not going to lie, got into a bit of a quarrel. Just kidding. But Bucko over here won't stop saying that I have a lisp. And whatever I say, no matter what I say, I'll be like, "Hey, Ethan, how's it going?" And he's like, "Hey, Ethan, how's it going?" And he's like, "Why do you sound like that?" And it hurts my feelings because I know I don't have a lisp. And maybe I do. And maybe I'm just so not self-aware. And in my head, do you ever worry? Like, when I was younger, I would be, like, violently worried that I actually had, like really severe autism. And, like, actually, but I just couldn't tell, and, like, nobody told me, you know? Or, like, I had really bad, like, Down syndrome or something, and, like, everybody else perceived me as, like, this, like, weird girl with Down syndrome, but, like, in my head, I was just normal. Did you ever worry about that?
No, but was this ever proven false?
No. But, do you get what I mean? Or no? Is my analogy not hitting? Do you get what I mean or no?
I get what you mean, but it's
I was
a
always
little bit
so
silly.
worried of that. But anyways, so when you make fun of me for having a lisp, I get worried that maybe I do have a lisp, and it's the same sort of situation where I have severe autism, but I'm not self-aware enough to realize. But in my more mature, like, grown-up 19-year-old version, it's I have a lisp, and nobody will tell me. So I don't know if you're being mean or not.
Well,
I asked somebody last night, and she told me that I don't have a lisp.
I'm sorry that people are lying to you. But I've never said that you have a lisp. I've said you had a lisp.
Shut up. It's not funny.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
What's not funny?
I don't have a lisp. Anyway, it doesn't matter if I do.
Would
Would you still be my friend if I had a lisp?
Yeah, I'm your friend right now.
Would you be my friend if I didn't have a lisp?
Maybe. You'd be less funny to look at and talk to.
What does my lisp have to do with my looks?
Because you go.
Anyway, he also called my pillow ugly.
Yeah.
He goes, "Can we move this pink pillow?" And I go, "Yeah, I didn't know you think it's ugly." And he goes, "Did I say that? I was just supposed to be thinking it." Like, yeah, darling, you said it all right.
I didn't mean to call the pillow ugly.
It's okay. I know it's an ugly pillow, but I don't really care. It just sits on my couch. Nobody sits on this couch. Except for us, once a week. Anyway, what's new with you? How are you?
There's so much that's new. So much happened this week.
Me too.
I don't even know where to begin.
He's playing footsies with me.
I wanted you to move your foot so I can stop. So do you want to begin somewhere, or just
I
sit here and
asked
go?
you what happened with your week, and you said, "There's so much I don't even know where to begin."
Okay.
So I thought maybe you were going to begin after
I'll
that.
begin.
Thanks.
Friday, I went to the dentist for the first time in a long time.
I took you there.
It was a terrible experience. I hate the dentist so much.
Sorry. Why?
You want to know why?
Yeah, that's why I
Because
asked.
they are
Why?
the judgiest motherfuckers I've ever met
Yeah.
in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I brush my teeth very well.
Oh my god. Interjection. This man brushes his teeth better than anybody else I've ever met in my entire life. Sometimes I think there's something wrong with him. In the summer, we were very far away from each other, but in the summer he would send me like 7-minute long videos of him brushing his teeth. Well, not the whole time, but it would be like he would snap me and it would be like a 30-second video of him violently brushing his teeth, and then like 10 minutes later it would be a completely different song, still really violently brushing your teeth. Anyway, so I'm just backing him up because I told my roommate this and she was like, "I thought Ethan didn't brush his teeth," and I was like, "No, he does, like, very well." Anyway, continue.
So
throw that in there.
over the summer especially, I brush my teeth for like 10 minutes. Now I think I'm down to like 4, twice a day. Sometimes there's been occasions at parties where I've stopped dead in my tracks, went to the bathroom to brush my teeth.
I can back him up on
And
that
I
too.
go to the dentist and they're like, you need to be brushing your teeth better. And I'm like, fuck you, bro.
Fuck you.
Because he's like, you just need to brush your teeth whenever you eat anything or whenever you drink anything. And I'm like, okay, so what do you want me to do on days when I'm in class and I need to get lunch?
Did you ask him that?
No, but I was
just
like,
thinking it.
What the fuck? Like, what does he expect me to do? Does he expect me to whip out my toothbrush every class period and brush my teeth?
I think so, yeah. You need the travel ones.
But basically, ever since I left my first dentist, they haven't hit the same. Because they always tell me, you need to brush your teeth better. But my first dentist was like, you have bad enamel. It's very weak. Yeah, and you get cavities really easily.
You are brushing your enamel away. We looked it up. Apparently, if you brush for too long and too hard, you can brush your enamel away.
That's so stupid, though.
I agree. But also, yeah. Isn't it devastating to try as hard as you can at something and then it amounts to nothing and they tell you that they're really terrible at it?
Well, the thing is, it's not like I'm actively trying. It's like, I want to have white teeth. They look white.
Yeah.
And the only problem is, apparently, I don't brush well enough.
But I'm saying you literally can't brush any better, I feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm, like...
You've hit your max. There's nothing more that you can do.
What do you want me to do other than brush for 7 minutes?
I don't know.
In the morning, and then 7 minutes at night.
I don't know, but...
It takes up a lot of my time.
Brushing your teeth?
Yeah.
I feel like that's 14 minutes of your day.
That's an excessive amount of time for brushing. Especially now.
I guess
because
so.
Now, if I'm not in class and I don't have somewhere to be, I will go home and brush my teeth after I eat lunch.
Okay.
So that's 3 times a day.
Yeah. Why don't you bring your toothbrush with you to class?
Because where am I going to brush my teeth?
Oh, you don't want to in just a bathroom sink?
No, that's disgusting.
How is it not the same water? I'm genuinely asking.
Because it's a public bathroom.
That's different from your sink water at home?
Yeah.
What's different about it?
Because it's a public bathroom.
So you're just saying, like, the surroundings of the sink
are
different?
Not sanitary.
Not the water itself, you're saying.
I hope the water is different, because that's kind of nasty.
Oh, okay. You could bring a jar of water. Have it be your toothbrushing water. And not change it and let it get real foggy. Anyway, something cool about Ethan is his wisdom teeth grew in, which is fucked up and not supposed to happen.
Oh my god, I forgot about this
Tell
fun fact.
About that.
So I went to get x-rays, and since I hadn't been for a while, because I moved to college and I never got to go back to my old dentist, they did x-rays. They found out my wisdom teeth grew in. This is news to me.
Me too.
I didn't realize that you weren't supposed to have them grow in. I thought it was like people had them removed if in like severe cases.
That's who I almost got followed by.
Like people only had them removed when it was gonna like hurt them or something. I didn't know it was like a regular thing that people did. Like they had their wisdom teeth removed. Mm-hmm. And so mine are fully grown in, and I guess
Can I look? Wow.
Thoughts?
They're there.
And I never really noticed. And they asked me, they're like, so did they feel fine? And I was like, to be honest, I don't even really know what that means. Like, I know there's more teeth, but I thought they just grew in for everybody.
Well, even when I looked, I didn't say anything because I'm not a dentist, but when I looked at your mouth before you went to the dentist, I was like, he has a lot of teeth. Like an abnormal amount of teeth, but I'm not going to say anything. Maybe it's because he's a man or something. But I was like, he's got a lot of teeth in this mouth of his. I was like, maybe he just has a big mouth.
But yeah, apparently it's uncommon to be able to fit your wisdom teeth in your mouth.
My older brother has 6.
6 what?
Wisdom teeth.
How?
He has 4 up top and 2 on the bottom.
Did he get them pulled?
Not yet.
Is he going to?
Yeah, he's supposed to for the past 5 years, but he keeps putting it off. Yeah.
Does he have crooked teeth? Are they getting pushed together in the front?
My dentist actually told me that that's a myth and your teeth don't push together, but I don't believe her because my teeth are pushing together. And she was like, it's just what happens when you're older. Your teeth fully settle into place.
If my teeth My teeth won't do that. They're gonna stay the way they are, except for
when you get Invisalign.
Yeah. So after the dentist was a birthday party.
Yeah.
It was the same day. Can you believe that?
I can't. It makes my head want to explode.
So basically what had happened.
It was a long day.
It was a really long day.
We got up so early to go to the dentist. And then Ethan's dentist appointment was done. And then Grace had a dentist appointment. His was at 10. Hers was at 12:30. So basically we were at the dentist for like 3 hours.
Yeah, baby.
Anyway. Then we
go to the birthday party. We got all dressed up. What was the theme?
Coquette themed.
Yeah.
And I wore a really ugly jean dress that was converted into a little jean miniskirt.
But yeah.
Tell me about it. How was your experience? Because my experience was very different from your experience personally.
My experience was fine. The people. So here's the thing. We walk in. There's a lot, like an abnormal amount of gay men for one room. Like the ratio was very off. I think there might have been, what would you say? Maybe like 20, 30 men. And maybe
really? Yeah.
25 of them were gay men.
Uh-huh. They knew I was going to be there.
You guys, Reese attracts gay men.
And I never realized it until I came to college because there aren't really any gay men in my hometown. And then I didn't even realize it till this semester. I sat down in one of my psychology classes and like 5 gay men didn't know each other. Like sat like all around me. Like not sat next to each other. Like they sat around me and all were talking to me. And then I was like, huh. I know so many gay men. There were so many gay men in my life. Why do they all come to me?
Funny enough, there was one gay man that was a little bit homophobic.
You don't know he's a gay man?
He looked like a gay man.
He did, but probably a suppressed gay man.
Anyway.
Well, so, who am I to say?
So I'm up in Aurora's bedroom.
That's whose house it was.
Yes. And this man is sitting on the floor with another man who looked kind of like a troll doll because he was very short and he had really chubby cheeks. You know how those troll dolls have those chubby cheeks that like puff out? That's what he looked like. And he just looked like a little boy. And he was wearing his polo.
Not coquette.
So anyway, I went to the bathroom with Reese at one point, and she was like, I gotta tell you something.
I did.
And she was very upset. She's like, somebody called you a mean name. And I said, what did they say? She's like, I can't say it.
I couldn't say it. I guess I could have spelled it out. It didn't cross my mind.
She refused to say it. And then so I was like, okay, just give me
How did you know that that's what he called you? What if he called you the N-word? Or something else?
I didn't. I went in and I said, apparently, well, I'll get there.
Okay.
I just guess I kind of assumed that nobody would be calling me the N-word.
Or another slur.
Like
or
what?
Another mean name. I don't know.
So anyway, I walk in. Reese is like, don't say anything though. And I'm like,
I don't think I said don't say anything. I thought I said don't make a big deal out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't care if you said anything. I just said don't make a big deal out of it.
And so I said, don't worry. I shut the door.
He also just left me. Guys, I was like on the verge of throwing up. Whatever. I go in the bathroom and he's like, I don't remember you leaving. I just remember you saying, I'll be right back. And then you never came back. And I was like,
well, that's because I went back in the room and I said, it's just come to my attention that somebody has said a slur in this room.
I wish you took me with you.
And this guy like tried to dab me up when I came in the room. And I said, don't touch me. You look grimy as hell.
He did look grimy as hell. He was also so short.
And he was very offended. And then I was like, so which one of you said a slur? And everybody in the room was like,
what a good way to present it.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like I came in, I said, so I have a question. And everybody in the room goes. So I knew I had everybody in the room's attention. And then I asked, I'm like, which one of you said a slur? And then both of them were like, us?
They knew. Did they know?
They had to have if they were the ones who said it.
True.
But then nobody would admit to it. So I went and sat on the bed. I said, it's okay. You can take your time and figure out which one of you said it. And neither of them would admit to it. And then there was this one girl who was sitting next to them, which, by the way, I'm going to throw some shade now.
Okay.
So I apologize in advance.
Okay. Is the shade towards me?
No.
Okay. And then I'm okay.
This girl, previously, we were talking about Taylor Swift because Aurora had some Taylor Swift vinyls on her wall. And this girl says, I'm going to say something controversial.
Oh, it was her?
Yes. I'm going to say something controversial. I'm going to say something controversial.
Then don't say it.
Yeah. Like, she's like, I'm going to say something controversial and all of you guys are going to hate me for it. Then keep that to yourself, babe.
Literally.
She's like, I don't really like Taylor Swift. I only like her country era. Right there should have been the warning signs that something was terribly wrong with this woman.
And everybody sat there and was like, oh.
Not me.
Definitely expecting. No, I know, but I'm saying she was definitely expecting some sort of like positive, like, oh no, I agree. Or something. Yeah. Like, why else would you say it? And everybody was like, you're wrong for that, babe.
Yeah, everybody's like, okay, so you don't have good music taste. That's okay. That's not on us. But so I should have known from the beginning.
Oh yeah, baby.
And she's sitting next to them. She's like, I'm not saying you're lying, but the whole time I've been in here, I did not hear that. And then she asked, did it come from a reliable source? Who told you? And I said, oh, it came from a very reliable source. I guess if any of them watch it, they're going to find out now.
I don't care. They can know that I told them.
Uh-oh.
They shouldn't have been. You could have said that I told you. I don't really care if they know or not.
But she's like, I didn't hear either of them say it, so I don't know. And she kept repeating, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying you're lying. Like, then what are you saying, bitch?
I don't know who it was, but there were the two men, and then there was a girl sitting by them too when they said it.
Yeah, it was her
talking. Okay, then she had to have heard it. Like, if I could hear it, and do you know where I was sitting?
Yeah,
you guys were on the bed, I was right there, and then they were over there. If I heard it, she had to have heard it.
Yeah. So,
and they both said it too. So it's not even like, okay, like, yeah, maybe it was all in my head, like I'm making shit up. Like, no, like one man said it, another man said it. Like, you guys, I know you said it.
So in the room, we have Aurora, this one girl who doesn't like Taylor Swift, these two men, Decore and Grace. Mm-hmm. And Cassidy's going on and I mean, the girl sitting next to them is going on and on and on about how she didn't hear it. And then Grace goes, then just shut the fuck up, Cassidy. Shut the fuck up. And by this point, everybody's the temperature is risen in the room a little bit.
I can imagine.
And then I go out in the hallway because neither of them will admit to it. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like, okay, I'll go find out who it was. I find Reese.
Where was I when you found me?
You were in the hallway.
What was I doing?
You were just kind of standing there.
Was I really?
You weren't talking to anyone.
That's what, I know it's really bad to say, but there's so many like blank spaces of time where I don't remember what I was doing during any of this. I just remember sitting on the steps and shooting the shit with some girl and her being like, I'm in love with this man, and I was like, huh? And then I remember playing Wordle, and then I remember finding you and you being like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, and I was like,
but so I find Reese and she's like, it was the one laying against the wall. So I'm like, okay, thanks, Reese. I said, is it the curly-headed one? She goes, I can't remember.
I didn't have a list. I just know it was the man against the wall. It was the man against the wall. Right?
And, well, probably if it was both of them, you were definitely right.
Oh, well, I guess it was both of them, but the one who was against the wall said it first. Can I tell the story as to what happened or no?
What story?
What happened? You didn't say what happened. You just said...
Well, I don't know what happened. You told me what happened.
Oh, I'll tell you guys what happened. So I'm sitting there. There's some drinks in the room, right? And whatever. Our friend Aurora, whose room it is like, yeah, like, go help yourself, whatever. Long story short, Ethan ends up grabbing a drink.
Well, here's the other thing.
Okay.
I went over, and I was polite because I picked up the first one. I was like, it was a package of High Noons, and I picked it up, and there was a Busch Light inside, and I was like, is this any of yours? And then the guy goes, oh yeah, that's mine. I'm like, okay. Then I grabbed the other thing.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, is this any of yours? Well, I said, whose is this? And then they go, no, it's not ours.
Yeah.
So I just grabbed it.
That's so weird. Anyway, so he grabs it, he gives it to me, and I'm like kind of sitting there, right? I'm so out of it, and I'm like trying to listen to what you guys are saying, but I'm like, I don't remember what you guys were talking about. Something probably not important. Anyways, and then I hear the girl I think it was the girl. She was like, did they just take one of my mics? And the guy was like, yeah. And she was like, who? And he was like, that fucking. You want to fill it in?
No.
Don't do it. Anyway, and
I
then
don't want to get our podcast demonetized.
and then she like kind of is like, huh? And then the other guy and then the guy like is like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And then the other guy is like, no, I'd agree. He's a. And then I was like. Anyways, then they just carried on talking. Like, no big deal. No, that's actually not all what happened. They didn't carry on talking. They were like, okay, well, we need to go get it back. And then did you know he came over and he asked for it back?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And
well, I wasn't paying attention by that time because I set it on the ground.
He came over and he was like, I'm going to need that back. And I was like, I guess I could have confronted him.
But
anyway, then I told you.
So wherever my story left off, because I was already halfway through it.
Well, sorry.
Until the beginning.
I realized that they probably had no context as to what had actually happened.
So where was I in the story? Do you recall?
Yeah, you walked in and you found me.
I already did that.
No, that's where you left off. You figured out who it was, and you said the curly-headed man against the wall.
So I walked in, and I said, turns out it was you, and I gave him a pat on the head.
Yeah.
And he starts bawling. Like I have never seen a man bawl in my life.
That's crazy.
And his friend is like... And so we're all just sitting there like, bros crying. And I'm like, all you got to do is apologize. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Just say you're sorry and a dumbass. But he's sitting there crying. He's like, I didn't say it. Like, still insistent that he did not.
Mm-hmm. Why is he crying then? I feel like if you're going to say you didn't say it, you just got to be like, bro, I didn't say it. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, if you're sobbing, like, don't you agree that fucking gives away that you did it? Like, if you weren't guilty, you wouldn't be crying.
Yeah. And I don't know how you're going to call me a slur when you're the man crying on the floor. That's not very manly of you. Mm-mm. But, so, and then his friend... We were just all kind of like sitting there awkwardly, and Aurora was like, you need to apologize or you need to leave. Or I think she honestly said, you need to apologize, then you need to leave.
Damn.
And so she's like, there's like an argument between Cassidy and Decore about like, because she was like, I didn't hear them say it. And then she was like, well, nobody gives a fuck what you heard. We don't like... Yeah. We know. Like, mm-hmm. I don't understand when people do that. Well, I didn't hear it. Then butt the fuck out. If you didn't hear anything, then you're not part of this conversation. Leave.
Agreed.
But she didn't. And so he's sitting there crying. And then his friend is talking to me like, I'm so sorry. Blah, 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 blah. And I said to him, I called him a little chubby little troll doll. And then I said, do you happen to play golf? And he goes, yeah, how'd you know? And I was like, you look like you know how to play golf. And everybody else in the room kind of laughed. He didn't get the joke, though.
He's probably so happy. He probably just thought you were, like, over it and trying to talk to him.
Yeah, he was like, I do know how to play golf. Maybe it's the polo. I'm like, maybe it's the polo.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But... It was an insult, by the way, for anyone watching. He looked like he knew how to play golf because he looked like a little dweeb that I could beat the shit out of. On another note, actually, I guess I'll keep telling my story before I move on to other topics. This is a long story, guys. I apologize.
Okay, only 14 minutes.
It's
not like that's a quarter of our podcast.
So... Well, what do you want to talk about? You want to sit here and talk about our favorite fish. Yeah.
Oh my God. I wasn't being mean. I was just saying, jeez the fucking wheeze. Oh my God. I'm here for your story. This is like the 17th time I've heard it, and every time I'm like, I know. Tell me more what's going to happen next.
That's how I feel whenever, because you are always with me when I retell the story, and I'm like, Reese has heard this story 7 times. Why is she still excited about it?
Exactly. Have I ever been like,
no, every time you're like,
what happened next? Exactly. So don't even fucking bitch and moan, because I will listen to your stories till the day I die.
So basically after that, wait, where did I leave off?
You didn't really leave off. You were gonna change the subject. Basically, you called him a triple.
So he's crying. He's crying. The birthday girl comes in. Turns out this is the birthday girl's friend from high school. Of course, it had to be. And he's crying. She comes and comforts him. She's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" And then she's like telling them what happened. And then she turns to me and Aurora and Decore and goes, "He's saying he didn't say it. I don't believe he would have said that." And then Decore goes, "Well, it doesn't matter what you believe because he did. So it doesn't matter what you believe."
So much. I love how he didn't even hear it, but he's backing us up.
Well, yeah, because why would I come in the room and lie about that?
No, I know. But it's just silly how he's like.
But he's like, and then she was like, "Well, if he did say it, he didn't mean it in a mean way. He's just drunk." And then
he definitely did.
And then
Decore
goes, "It doesn't matter the context. If you say it, you say it. It's like the same as anything else. Yeah. If you say the N-word,
yeah.
Like,
it doesn't
bro,
matter your context.
He was drunk. He didn't mean it. And so she comes over, apologizes to me, and she was like, "I've just known him for so long. He wouldn't say that." She's like, I am bi. And then I say, "I'm going to stop you right there. That's what every white girl says." And she left the room right after that.
Damn.
And then she came back. She apologized. But it was still like, everybody was like, if he did say that, like, let's not play the if game. We know it.
We know he did.
So then at some point he goes downstairs. By this point, I could hear people talking about it in the hallways now. Really? So like everybody knew about it. At the whole joint, everybody knew about it. At this point,
I was getting people wrangled up because it was 11:58 and I was ready to play Wordle.
And so he went downstairs with the birthday girl. Mm-hmm. And we kind of just sat around for a little bit. I went downstairs eventually. We were sitting in the closet, talking in the closet. Because I went down into the living room, and that's where they were. He was still crying. It had to have been about an hour at this point. Geez. He was still crying, head in his hands.
Why didn't he just leave then? I don't understand. Also, I don't know how I didn't see him again.
I don't know, but he's still crying. So then I go in the closet because I noticed there were just people talking in the closet. They were talking about it. So I come in. They're like, "What happened? What happened?" I start telling them the story. And then this girl opens the door. This is the part that irritates me. This girl opens the door and she goes, "Hey, I know what you guys are talking about in here, and I'm Hadley's friend, and she's just really upset right now, and it's her birthday. So if you don't like something that was said here, you can feel free to leave." And then I said, "Oh, I didn't realize you lived here." And she goes, "I don't live here. I'm just Hadley's friend." And I said, "Then shut the fuck up. Because I know who lives here." And she's going on. And I said, okay, get a nose job before you start talking. And that set her off. She must have heard it before because that was not a girl who had got insulted for the first time.
So sure, she knew she had a big nose.
She knew.
Cut deep. Because if someone said that to me, I'd be like,
"Yeah,
I don't got a big nose."
Like if
but she knew.
If somebody called me ugly, I'd be like, "Okay," because you're wrong. But you could tell that I was right by the way she reacted. Definitely. She was like, but, and then we're like rounding up to leave.
Grace, you guys, was so fucking ready to leave. She grabs our backpack, grabs all of our coats, and like drags me. She's like, "We're leaving. Get Ethan." And I'm like, it's like, okay, I'll find Ethan.
Such a dad.
And I'm looking everywhere for Ethan. I end up opening the fucking closet, and he's like in the very corner. He's like, "So guys," I'm like,
yeah, I was telling my story.
I know.
And so we round up. I say my goodbyes. Everybody's apologizing. I'm like, "It's okay." The man comes and apologizes before I leave the closet. I forgot to add that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he comes and apologizes. He's like, "I'm so sorry." And then he says, "Do you still think I'm grimy?" And I was like,
"Why does you do your insults cut so deep for people?"
I was like, "Yeah, I still think you're grimy, but it's okay. I forgive you." And then he got really sad again, and then he left. And then we're rounding up all of our stuff to leave. Mm-hmm. And
we get out the door.
Almost. We say our goodbyes. What did she? Oh yeah, I was saying my goodbyes, and I was like, telling everybody, it's okay. I talked to the big nose, because I still don't know her name.
Me neither.
And apparently she's like best friends with the birthday girl. And I was like, I hope you know I forgive you. That we don't have, as far as I'm concerned, we're good. And she was giving me attitude, and she's like, well, I don't even go here, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah.
And so I said, I turned around and I was leaving, and I said, okay, perfect. I don't got to hear from this bitch ever again.
Yeah.
And she got so upset. What did she say to us?
Isn't that when she was like, I just don't understand. Like, I was just telling you.
Yeah, she followed us to the door.
Yeah, and it was like, we were ready to go. Like, Ethan made his goodbye. Said, if she doesn't go here, why are you going to waste your time on
Yeah,
it?
so I said, oh,
point.
perfect.
Yeah.
So then we left, and she followed us to the door, and she's like, I just don't understand.
Why you have to attack my body?
Yeah, she goes,
I was just trying to tell you that you need to get out of the house.
You're attacking my body. And I said, not your body, just your face, darling. And she was so butthurt by that. It hurt her so bad.
And Grace is like a mile down.
Yeah, Grace is already out the door at the bus stop looking back. And then the birthday girl comes down and goes, you need to get out. Keep in mind, this isn't her house either. This is my friend's house that she's having her party at.
Yeah.
Like, she lives in a dorm.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if you're a freshman having a birthday party, it's kind of bound to go bad.
Especially when you invite shitty people. But that's beside the point. And also, some of the people that she knows were saying some things too. So they're obviously not a good, well, tight-knit group of people because they all have problems with one another. They all have problems with the man. And they were talking about some other guy that she was hitting on, all these things. So we'll leave that at that. But
then the birthday girl went inside. And then we were just like standing on the porch?
Oh, because Aurora came out.
Aurora.
Because
yeah, and
Aurora is the one who lives in this house, keep in mind. She comes out of her own house. They shut the door behind her.
And they lock her out, didn't they?
And then the birthday girl comes out.
Yeah, and she's like, you really need to leave.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't?
No, she was apologizing.
Oh. In my head, she was telling you need to leave.
She came out and she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, giving me a hug, saying how sorry she was and how she didn't want things to be this way. And then her friend, like, pops her head out and she's like, Hadley, come inside. And the birthday girl. And she's like, come inside. And then I said, not now, big nose. And she did her little, closed the door. Birthday girl stayed outside, talked for a bit. And I basically told her, it's like, it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Next time, I said, I'll still invite you to things, but I won't let you have a plus one.
I do remember this now.
And so we leave. I say bye to Aurora and Decore. And Grace is already down the street. So we go catch up with Grace, and then we go home.
We sit on the bus stop. We found this woman.
Oh, yeah.
And then we went home.
And that was the night.
And I drank water. Anyway, we need to take a commercial break.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do, because there's the first segment that was 10 minutes.
We don't have commercials anymore. Nobody's sponsoring us.
Oh, true. No commercial break, folks. We're going to keep fucking talking. Anyway. Yeah. Overall, how was your night? I had a good night.
It could have been better.
I agree, and I feel bad that I don't feel bad, because, I don't know, if someone was calling me mean names, I would want somebody to tell me. But
I think any night that ends in me making a sad little boy cry is a good night.
That's fair.
But I think given the circumstances, it was a pretty good night. It could have gone a lot worse.
I agree. And it was also, there was drama going into the night too, just with somebody who lived in the house, and like tensions were already high. But I thought everything went well given the circumstances.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. And yeah.
That was kind of it.
I just needed to make sure that he was publicly shamed.
And he was.
And he was. And he cried in front of so many people. Oh my God.
Do you see it?
Yes, I see it.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's so beautiful. Now it's gone.
So this is a dream. I don't know if we told you guys this, but last semester, our great journey for the semester was to watch all of the Harry Potter movies, because I've never watched them. So this semester, it was to watch all the Star Wars movies. We've watched quite a few. We're moving quicker. We still have like 12 to go though. But anyway, and like 17 different series. But doesn't matter. Last night we watched Rogue One. Do you want to fill me in on the premise of Rogue One or no? I'm not gonna. It's not that important to the dream. Anyway, in my dream, let me pull up my notes.
Is your mic on?
Ooh, yeah, I accidentally licked my mic though. Okay. Oh, okay. So, we also auditioned for a musical this week.
Well, say your dream first.
Well, that's how the dream starts.
Okay. Let's talk about the musical first then.
Yeah. So, oh my god, guys, we do stage. This might come as a shock, but we're actually theater kids. I don't consider myself a theater kid. I've just done theater like twice. But anyways, doesn't matter. I don't either. Good. Anyway, so who we're doing theater for, they're doing Legally Blonde. We auditioned last night. He wants a man, I want a woman. I auditioned for this. She's like, oh, it's Legally Blonde. Maybe you guys know it. I auditioned for this like workout instructor, but I don't really care about that. She's on trial for murdering a man, which I thought was kind of silly. Anyway, auditions didn't go great. They were so unamused.
I know. First of all, the singing portion, I sang in the wrong key the first time, and I asked them if I could redo it at the end.
They let them.
They did. But it seemed like all of the roles were already chosen, because ours was the last day of auditions.
Yeah, there were like 4 different audition slots, and we went to the last one.
And it seemed like they'd already picked who they wanted everyone to be. They were like offering us like basically extras.
Yeah, it was like, so you guys would be okay with like small roles or an understudy, right? And it was like, no. What the fuck do you think this is? Yeah. But yeah, it just seemed. But I don't know who would have auditioned the first. Anyways, I'm not gonna shit talk people on this podcast.
I mean, we're gonna go watch it anyway.
Yeah.
To see, because also, I'm genuinely curious. If they do a better job, I'll say they did a better job. But fair. If they look like shit, I'm gonna say they look like shit.
Yeah. But typically, I actually think that I might be a little bit of a psychic because my dreams come true quite often. I don't know if I've ever told you this.
Wasn't your dream that we were in Star Wars?
Well, I'm not saying like whole parts of my dreams, but like general like vague concepts of dreams. Like I've had like very weird specific dreams about. Okay, do you want to know the weirdest instances?
Yeah.
There's 2 people in my life who I know
2?
have
Okay.
To be honest, no, not even. Who have tried to kill themselves, right?
Okay.
And both of the times that they did, I had dreams the night before that they tried to.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
I had a dream that my rabbit died, and my rabbit died the next day.
And he died? Yeah. Anyway, and it's like not people that I like see often. It was like very weird that I had dreams about them, and then they killed themselves the next day.
They did?
Yeah.
They're dead.
One, yes.
Okay.
Anyways, doesn't matter. And then just like other small things have come to me.
We're supposed to say K-worded, by the way.
Oh, K-worded.
So we don't get canceled.
Other small things have happened in my dreams. Not gonna go into all of them. And then it happens IRL. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But basically, I had a dream that we auditioned, and then the cast list came out. And you got the main man in my dream. Cam was casted as the sorority girl, and I was not casted at all. Or they were like, you can be like ensemble, but like we don't really need you, right? So I'm like, whatever, I don't really care. You and Cam are like, fuck this. I don't know why you were mad. You literally got the part you wanted, but Cam was like, fuck this. I don't want to be the fucking sorority girl. And you were like, I don't want to. Maybe it was like a bad L or something. You're like, I don't want to have to be in love with an L that is bad. And I'm like, I don't really care that I didn't get a part. Anyways, so we're like pissed the fuck off, and we're like, we need to start a rebellion. We somehow need to infiltrate fucking whatever stage. We need to.
You didn't tell me this premise of it.
What?
You just said that we were starting a rebellion.
Yeah, I know, because you cut me off. I'm telling him my dream. We're driving to fucking give plasma this morning, and he's like, sit for the podcast. Like, girl, okay, we'll sit in silence on the way there, because anything I try to tell you, you're like, sit for the podcast. Okay, girl.
We need material.
For real? Whoa, 1 week we should just not talk to each other all week and then have the most crazy podcast ever. I'll write down all my thoughts for you.
Okay.
Anyway.
You need to start doing that anyway. I feel like you have enough thoughts that you forget to tell me.
Really?
Yeah, you say all the time, you're like, I had something to tell you.
True. Anyways, so Doug, his roommate.
Well.
Ex-roommate. Do you want to interject my dream to tell him that he moved out?
No, you can finish your story.
Anyway, so Doug, the one who assaulted Ethan on last week's episode, go watch that if you didn't see it. Okay, so basically in like Rogue One, you know how the main guy, I don't know how it fits in Rogue One. The main guy, the girl's dad, he like works for the rebellion, but he's actually like making the Death Star like faulty, right? So basically, that's us. We are like, we need to befriend Doug, and we need to like ingrain ourselves so deeply into the Catholic Church, and that is how we are going to like enforce this rebellion on GV stage. I don't know how it works. Don't ask any questions. It just is that way. So whatever. We become best fucking friends with Doug. Like, but like no intention to actually be friends with him. Like, we are simply trying to get this invite to this like super top street secret, like kind of like KKK-ish, like church meeting, right?
Okay.
Like super fucked up shit. We get the in. Doug gets us there. I see fucking Ben, this other guy who's super religious. Doesn't matter. We get there. And at this service, we start stargazing, and there's so many stars in the sky. And then fucking, you know, Elon Musk's like belt thing where it's like a million little dots in a row. That shit pulls up, and we're like, what the fuck? And everyone's like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's just Elon Musk, guys. Don't freak out, right? Anyways, and then fucking one of the things like gets super fucking big and splits open, and this alien man falls down into the church, and he's like, the alien rebellion has started, and he like fucking, I don't even know, like multiplies and starts starting a fucking rebellion against the Catholics and GV stage, and it was all because we helped him get inside. We helped Elon Musk get in. Isn't that crazy? And doesn't it make so much sense?
Wow. So what part of that dream came true?
Oh, that we auditioned for a musical. And that you're gonna get the man, and Cam's gonna get the sorority girl, and they're gonna not let me be part of it. But anyways, I'm saying that sometimes my dreams come true, so maybe that part will. Probably not, though. But anyway. I think he's checking his email to see if the cast list came out.
I am.
But anyway, isn't that crazy? It was just like Rogue One.
Just like it.
Anyways, Rogue One was really good last night. I'm not gonna lie, I did fall asleep a few times.
Did you really?
And I was so scared because, guys, I was so tired last night. I don't know why. The second I step foot in Ethan Altman's bed, it's like, I need to take a nap. Your bed is so fucking comfortable. I know, but even when I sit in my own bed, I'm like, I'm so awake. But the second I sit in your bed, I'm like, this is the most tired I've ever felt. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so cozy. Anyways, he's like, if you fall, because typically we watch movies with the lights on, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the past, like, whatever. But yesterday he fucking turns the light off, and I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. So he told me he'd fucking slap the shit out of me if I fell asleep. So I kept waiting for it. But instead, I don't know if you were trying to compensate for the fact that I was asleep, so nobody was making noise and it made you uncomfortable, so you were talking instead. But you talked so much during the movie last night, and thank God you did, because it kept waking me up. I kept dozing off. And
I know, that's
you'd be like, did you see what just happened? And I was like, uh-huh. And you were like, did you really? I was like, mm-hmm. It was so interesting. So did you know I was asleep or no?
No, but I could tell you were falling asleep.
I know, you kept really making convo, and I was like, this man does not speak during movies. He must know I'm asleep. But also, if he knew I was asleep, he would definitely take the opportunity to hit me. So he must not know that I'm asleep. Anyways, yeah, because it was like, he was like, another person just died. Aren't you sad? I'm like, mm-hmm. You're like, did you see who died? I'm like, mm-hmm. You're like, who died? I'm like, the woman.
I was calling you out on your bullshit. I was like, oh really? What was his name?
And then I think the blind guy died, right? All four of them died, right?
Yeah,
oh
every single person in that movie dies.
Yeah, and then
that's the end.
At the end, you were like, how was it? I was like, that's the best one I've seen yet. It was, though. It was the most engaging until the last, like, 10 minutes where I started dozing off. 15 maybe. 20 maybe.
So, like,
maybe.
the
end? The main, like, plot point that, like, actually means a lot, yeah. But anyway. I still enjoyed. I could fuck with it. That's my dream. You had any really crazy dreams recently?
Mm-mm.
My dreams, I don't know if I've told you guys this recently, have just been Ethan will hit me, and then I flinch in my dream, and I hit my backboard, and then I wake up with bruises on my head.
I think that's so amazing that I can hurt you even when I'm not around.
Even in my dreams. When I sit up against the couch that is brown with my brown hair, doesn't it look like I have a bowl cut? Do you see it? It looks like my hair cuts off right here.
But
what interesting arm placement.
So
I was thinking that I look real short today. You look real tall. Good on you. Happy for you.
Another fun thing that happened this week. Yeah, show your feet to the camera.
Ethan sold feet pics in my house.
Shh.
Oh, sorry.
What the fuck? You're gonna need to cut this out now.
Am I really?
Yes.
Why?
You can't be telling people.
No, you're such a full of shitter. Because the other day I was like, "Are you embarrassed to do this?" Like, we tell people, and you're like, "Yeah."
Not everybody.
No, you were like, "I'll go around campus and tell people."
Well, you're gonna need to cut this.
Are you being real with me? Oh my god, so I'm gonna have to cut all this too.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it in.
No.
Okay.
I refuse.
Okay, continue talking.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, another exciting thing that happened this week was my roommate this morning actually moved out. But this motherfucker took my spoons.
I'm sorry.
And I don't know if he'll come back.
Do you need to borrow a spoon?
I have Grace's spoons.
Oh, okay.
But my fucking spoons are gone.
So frustrating. I also don't understand like why. I feel like you have so many more valuable things in your household. Like, why take the spoons? Also, as one man, how many spoons do you need? I feel like you only need one and then you wash it. Oh, well, he doesn't do dishes, so actually he probably needs all the spoons.
So all that's left in there is Grace's silverware, which wasn't very much, and it's all kind of funky.
It's almost the fuckiest silverware you've ever
It's
seen.
like a really
like
big spoon.
Fucking, massive fucking plastic handle. It's definitely for like children who have motor issues, and then like a tiny little metal part at the top. It's
there's
funny.
like one spoon that's got a thick base, you guys.
And then it has like a whole fucking like knob at the bottom.
The spoon is this.
So funny.
It's like, I don't even know what kind of spoon it is.
I don't know who they're for. Anyway. Well, if you need to borrow a spoon.
But
there was an era where his roommate didn't do the dishes, so every time Ethan wanted to have soup, he had to come to my house. Anyway. Doug is gone.
He moved all of his stuff out of the closet so we can officially put things in the closet.
I know there's so much room in there now.
I don't know what I'm going to do with all that space.
I don't know either. You could put the coats that are on the back of your door in there.
Yeah. But he also took the trash can.
I feel like there's no way it's his trash can either.
Why would he take the trash can?
That's so petty. Trash cans are what, like $6?
Yeah. He took the trash can and he left the trash bag on the floor.
Probably just to be a dick and be able to do that, honestly.
But he still has some things remaining. So I'm thinking he's going to come back at some point. So I want to hang up a sign for him, like a farewell sign.
Or you should just take all of his food and be like, well, I assume you moved out.
Oh, baby. He took my spoons. I'm going to eat his fucking food.
So true. Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you need to take something to be equal. He already took his speakers. We tried to open his... Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. We didn't try to open his door.
Well, we tried to look inside to see if it was empty yet.
Well, yeah, I guess it's not a bad thing that we tried to look inside, because it's like, it seems like he's moved out. Also, I feel like it's weird not to tell you guys. I mean, I understand the circumstances, but, like, is he subleasing? Like, I know you said no, but, like, so then what? He terminated his lease? What do you tell the people? Like, I actually assaulted my roommate, and now he hates me, and nobody will talk to me, so can I terminate my lease? Like, is that a valid reason to do that?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. It's so fucking sketch.
But he's moved out. So basically, moral of the story is, if you're a man and you do some dumb shit, you better be prepared. And that's that.
Period.
I think that's enough. I'm really hungry. Can we go?
That's all you got to say?
I think that's a good closing statement. If you're a man, don't be a fucking dick. Especially, don't be a dick to anyone, but especially don't be a dick to me, because I'll get you every time.
I agree. We haven't been mean enough to men in the past few episodes, would you say?
I'd agree. I've been very nice to people. Ever since this new year hit, it was like new year, new me. I'm going to make sure every man who ever wrongs me wishes he were dead.
And is that what you've done?
I think so. There's only been 2.
What 2? Oh, Doug and the man, the party.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
But
anyway, all peace and love, though.
All peace
All
and
peace
love.
and love.
Anybody we talked bad about in this episode, I was just telling the story as it was. So
no hard feelings.
No hard feelings.
Love
besides the grimy man. The grimy man and the one who looked like a troll doll and the girl with the big nose. Those are the three that there are hard. And Douglas Frederick Proper, the second?
Sure.
Or the third? I don't know, but he attacked me in my kitchen.
That's fucked up.
And he says the N-word, so.
That's
and he also, one time when we were in the hot tub, started talking with
trans people.
Yeah, he said
Not
a name
cool.
that I will not repeat.
Mm-mm-mm.
And he said something. He said, you know what they say about the full moon? That's when the blanks come out. So do with that what you will for future hirees of Douglas Frederick Proper.
Ever see him in the wild?
What else can I say? He doesn't believe in gay people.
Bo does believe in God. That's crazy.
He believes in God.
What is there more proof for?
Gay people are God? We can't decide. It's up for debate. He doesn't believe that women should have jobs. What else? He just makes a fucking mess. He doesn't do his dishes. So future anyone. Oh, another thing I have to do is he broke the screen door to our back porch. So I'm going to have to put in a work order and say that it was from our roommate that has left us.
Moved out.
So yeah, that's all. Don't be stupid. Don't be an asshole.
Be kind.
Have
Love
a
hard.
great weekend.